Got you. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Debating Woes. We're episode 24. I'm your host, Judge Dre. I want to thank you guys for coming out there listening to us tonight. I'll go ahead and open up the chat room. The chat room is open for you guys. If you want to join the panel, just ask and we'll get you on here. The topic for today is, why do people cheat? Whether it be in relationships, marriages, or just plain old lie about whatever they're doing. We have the panel already open. We have Leslie, Raphael, and KP. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Good here. How you doing, baby?
All right.
Doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask, does anybody know why do people cheat? What do you think the reason is?
Well,
so they can ace their tests.
No, that's true.
I think it's because they woman or they man don't excite them, or it might just be that they need to cheat. Some people, they just like cheating.
Some people just like cheating, huh?
Yep. Trust me, I know. My brother, horrible. He can be in a relationship with a woman that's good for him. Not no little chicken head, not no hair-having hooligans. But he could be in a good relationship and he'll mess it up by cheating. Because he always say don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Don't put everything into one woman. I'm like, oh my God, I hear this all the time. And I feel like he kind of right, but then I feel like he kind of wrong. Because if you in a relationship, I feel like you supposed to be committed to that one person.
Okay.
You ain't supposed to be jumping the loon, going with this person, that person, and plus, you don't know what people got out here these days, and that's what people don't realize. And I hate this too, Andre. People that go out and cheat and they don't use protection, and they get somebody pregnant or they catch something, and then they don't. It's like, they don't even tell the next person, and then they get mad when their significant other find out and go ballistic.
Yeah. That's one thing. It takes a strong person not to, cheat and do all that. It takes a strong person. But one of the things is now is, do you wonder, do they cheat because they're weak, or do they cheat because they can't control, like they see a woman that they want to get with and they can't control that?
Some of it is because they weak, and some of it is because they can't control. I'm gonna say it like that.
What is your take on that, Leslie?
As far as what the reason why people cheat.
Right.
I think there's a couple reasons. One of the reasons is because I feel naturally human beings are not a monogamous creature. So it's in our DNA, it's in our biological makeup to have sex and procreate. That's one of the reasons. And the other reason is because people aren't happy.
Yeah, I feel like that's true. I'm with you on that, Leslie.
I have to say that I think there's absolutely nothing weak about it.
What, cheating?
Yes.
Wow.
What? Mrs. KP.
Why
So
is
you
that?
tell
What's that?
Why do you come to
why is that?
that conclusion?
Because I feel like to say, like, if you go do something that drastic, I feel like weak is nothing but an excuse. There's nothing weak about that at all. I think
I,
it's a piss poor excuse. That's what I think.
you
So
know
then,
what?
what
I
is
can agree.
what type of excuse do you give?
What you know what, Dre? I'm trying to sit down on this, and I'm thinking maybe I won't join the panel because I have very extreme opinions about it.
No, go
So,
for it. That's
Go
um,
fine.
for him. Go for him, Miss
as
KP.
far as an
Speak it.
excuse, like what do I see as an excuse?
Right.
I don't see one because I think that I mean, if someone can do that rather than just say, look, this isn't working for me, I mean, I just think I'm really trying not to use cuss words when I describe it, but I just feel like
You
if
can
you
cut.
you don't have the balls, man or woman, to say this shit's not working for me, then there is no excuse. You need to be making excuses for why you don't have the balls to be honest about it. So I
Uh,
feel like if you, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. I feel like there is no excuse except they just have a problem being honest. And I think the reason they have a problem being honest about it is
mhm.
because they're selfish, number one. Number two, they don't want their partner to go do the same exact thing. So they're not going to say, I'm going to go outside of the marriage and have this relationship or this affair, and I want you to know so that you can go do the very same thing if you want to. They won't do that because they don't want that same thing to happen to them. And they also won't do that because they don't want to risk losing everything they have. So it's pure selfishness.
You know what?
I wow. Go
Can
ahead.
you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we
hear
can hear you.
All right. First and foremost, I hope everybody's having a good Friday night.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Now, here's my thing. Oh shit. Can y'all wait? Did I
Yeah, we
my
can.
Yeah,
phone? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Because the app started jumping around. Okay. So here's the thing, man. Because I've actually been cheated on before, years ago, and I don't think, um, just to piggyback off what Miss KP said, I don't
Mhm.
think there's a valid excuse for the shit. See, the problem is people. I mean, you have to look at what's going on these days. It's a scary thing to actually do that shit.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
because because if you look at the STD stats, as a matter of fact, I was well, I'm gonna get into the STD stats right now. I don't know the exact numbers, but the ratio was fucking scary.
Yes.
So to add to that, my thing is this. Now, we were actually talking. Me and a group of guys were talking about. There was something. Somebody, some trainee, was on Breakfast Club or some shit, and they was talking about how they think Wendy Williams is a man. And I said, you know what? It's shit like this. It's why I'm afraid to fucking cheat. You know what I mean? Because we get so caught up in like, oh man, she got a fat ass. Oh man, she and
Shit. Uh-huh.
that one little pleasure moment can fuck around and fuck you up. Like I know a guy who actually this was back in Illinois. I don't know if you guys have this database where let's say someone gets busted for trying to pick up a prostitute or meet one of them back page hookers.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Right.
they'll put like they'll arrest you and then they put your ass out like on a website and for the public to see.
Well, if you want to hear something funny, here in my city, here in Cleveland, there's actually a YouTube channel devoted to people here in Cleveland filming Johns. and they actually post the prostitutes and the people's johns and the license plate numbers on the fucking internet. They upload videos to it. Happens right on Lorraine. So I mean, I think that's a little bit too. I mean, to me, prostitution and cheating is two different things. Prostitution, I look at it as that's just somebody paid for whatever they did, and that's what they wanted to do. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I wish I could get paid to have sex with women.
Yeah.
But it don't work that way.
Yeah, but
But
this is
You could if you tried.
here's the thing. What I'm saying is,
I'll pass. But see, the problem with that is, if I ever went that route, then you could never have a relationship.
That's not true.
It would be very
It's not
difficult
true.
to
You
have.
tell her. Like, this is how the bills get paid. You want to eat? Do you want to eat?
I do think that if that's what you want to do, there is someone out there for that person. So if someone I have more respect for the person who just comes right out and says, okay, I'm gonna start this new relationship, but you need to know right now, I cheat. I'm not gonna lie. So you're going into this with eyes wide open. Just like if you say, I'm going to make money having sex with people, I'm going to prostitute myself, you just need to tell somebody that. I guarantee you there's somebody who would be your partner. I mean, they may either be just happy to benefit from the money, or maybe they'll just do the same shit themselves. But I have more respect for the person who can say what they're doing and find a matching partner than drag somebody else through some bullshit.
right.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Here's the thing. I remember, and this is what I like about people when they get caught cheating. I love the reaction, and I love the fact that the shit blows up in their face and they look stupid in the end. I get a thrill out of it because I've actually had the shit happen to me before. And the funny thing was, when she cheated on me, you know, I put two together. I figured something wasn't right because the communication started dwindling, and she started doing shit she wasn't supposed to be doing. And I'm like, okay, something ain't right here. So she eventually calls me one day while the dude is over there, and I'm not sure what she tried to accomplish in that regard, but I told her, I said, look, because she wanted to fucking get disrespectful with me while he's there, and I say, look, if I know what you're trying to do, I give this shit a month. Yeah, I give your shit a month. I guarantee you the shit'll fail. And sure enough, I was fucking right. It wasn't even 2 weeks before these problems started happening with her and that dude. And the thing was, her family, they wanted, they like, man, y'all need to work it out. I said, look, I don't fucking trust that chick. I'm fucking disgusted. I say, because the fact of the matter is, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I put the shit on the table several times because I told her, I say, look, if you want to do if you want to do a open relationship, we can do that. If you want to do a monogamous relationship, we can do
We
that.
can do
You know
that.
what I mean? I'm okay with it either way. I told her this shit more than once. And what she said, no, I don't want to do that. But then when she get busted, now her whole alibi or her defense, what she wants to use, she say, well, I don't know what I want right now. I say, no,
Right.
I'm not buying that bullshit because you do know what you want because you're doing what you want as we speak.
Right.
What
You
she
understand?
wanted, Lethal, was for herself to do that, but she didn't want you to do that. Because
Yeah.
people who do that, if the shoe were on the other foot, they'd be falling like babies if that
Yep.
shit ever happened to them.
Yep. And like my ex-girlfriend, she was cheating on me, and I knew just by the way she would say things. Oh, Avery bought me a new cell phone. Like, okay, Avery bought me this, Avery bought me that, and she would just go ham on me. Like, she said, you will never be able to do what he can do. And I'm like, well, you know what? I got
In that
fed up,
regard,
and I was just like, she brought his name up one more time, and I was just like, you know what? It's over. Goodbye, good night. And I hung the phone up, and I did not answer the phone for 3 days. And she cussed She cussed me out. She tried to make me feel guilty because she was doing wrong. And I'm like, really?
That's how they
Because
do it.
I've noticed
because
that, especially in relationships, that relationships, the other person always tries to make the other person feel bad for doing wrong. I mean, basically, they use that to justify what they were doing.
Yep.
exactly,
Let me tell you something.
Andre.
This is why, and see, I live by a strict thing, man. I feel like once you do something like that, because I've seen people who actually did that, forgave their partner, and they moved forward, but then the person kept doing the shit.
Right.
See, I had this zero tolerance thing for the
Mm-hmm.
longest.
Right.
But see, now I say, I say I give it a sec. I give you a second chance. You fuck up the next time, then at that point, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not even gonna be upset anymore because what I
Right.
learned is people. What I learned is once you start giving people chances to keep doing dumb shit, they gonna keep doing it, and it might have to
Uh,
take you stepping away and them getting burned out there to realize like, damn, I did have a good situation here. I know plenty of people that that's done that. Like, I mean,
yeah.
in my case, despite what me and my lady go through, I mean, I've never went out there and did anything. You know
Right.
what I mean? And people will be like, come on, nigga, man, you can't tie yourself down and blah blah blah. And I'm like, look, dude, I don't honestly, I'm afraid to get out there, and it ain't just because of the consequences, but it's because of what if I run into a situation that might blow up in my face and fuck me all the way up.
Yeah.
It
People
might
be
turn from a passionate situation to this motherfucker fuck around and do some magic move with that damn thing down there, and you know, you fuck around and have a kid with this son of a bitch. You know what I mean? It'd be like, whoa, this ain't what the fuck we intended for. Or they start getting crazy, or spiteful or whatever. So to
Yeah.
avoid that, I stay the fuck away
Yeah.
from it.
Can I say something? Let me say this, and this might make a lot of folks mad, but I have cheated twice in my lifetime. Okay, and I'm a woman. And the thing is, guess what? I have a zero tolerance. I got the nerve, don't I? I got a zero tolerance for anybody to cheat on me. And I'm gonna tell you when I cheated. I took advantage of the breakdown in the relationship. The relationship was breaking down. It broke down any damn way. I said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And just kept going. But see, when I cheated, like I said, I kept going. It wasn't like, oh, I'm home trying to fix some shit, but yet it's still doing some old other stuff. No. Like I said, the relationship had broke down already. So I'm like, I didn't try to help to stick around. We go and work it out and all that shit the best I could. Then it got to the point where, it was that low. That low moment that happens in a relationship where it's like you're not arguing, but yet still you're not really, at that place you're supposed to be. It's like you just tolerating each other.
people will stay in
So
relationships for too long.
yes, ain't that
Yeah,
overstaying shit. I've
like
done that.
But
You
see,
know what I'm
my thing
saying?
is,
people stick around because it's familiar and they know it, and people get into habits.
Well, in
But
my case, George, I was waiting for a motherfucker to leave. You know what I'm saying? For
yeah,
real. It was like an issue of like who gonna leave first. Because
like
it was like I didn't want to give up my interest in where I was, where we were. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I made it really difficult for that person. I stopped being in the bedroom with this person. Like, you know how you sleep together in the same bed? I would sleep like on the couch, and it'd be times where he would come in there and be on the couch, and I would go for him, okay, well, I'm going to sleep in the bedroom. Or if he was in the bedroom, I was so-called fall asleep on the couch. It got like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was always trying to find some old other shit to do. And this was the way that was carried because me and this person lived together. You see what I mean? It was easy to get rid of somebody and not go through a bunch of bullshit when I was like not living with somebody. But when me and this person was living together, because both of us had kind of equal. What's gonna stop beating yourself in the head? Both of us had equal interest in where we live. So the thing was, it was an issue of who gonna get on who nerves You know what I'm saying? To make who leave first. It was some dumb shit like that going on. But in the meantime, I had come across somebody and I took an interest to him. You know, and it was like I felt like I'm at a disadvantage because I didn't say, oh, I met somebody else, woo woo woo, because I'm thinking this is a man. No matter how much I may not have interest in this man, or if I at that time thought he was weak, this and the third, it's some shit that you cannot tell a man for real. You can have a man that's about the nicest person in the world, sweet, this, that, and the third, but you do not know what the fuck can make a man snap. And a lot of times, it could be the fact that you say some shit like you didn't mess with another man or let another man talk to you or something like that. And that right there can just make a motherfucker snap. You in the house by yourself, you lilting him, and he can bury your ass under the step. So I was like this. I wasn't trying to say shit. You know, I was just carrying the relationship on. But like I said, it wasn't like I was on some boo-boo kitty shit in the house. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, I would say a month or two after all that, that's when he ended up leaving because he got tired of the fact that this ain't getting nowhere. You see what I'm saying? So I don't make excuses. I'm just telling y'all what I did.
Stop patting your goddamn head.
But see, the problem,
Right.
see, you understand. See,
My bad.
that's
But the zero tolerance that I have, you know what I'm saying, is because the reason why I can't deal with somebody doing that to me, because I can't, it eliminates the tit for tat shit, because you can accept somebody back after they done cheated, but then you gotta worry about, well, will they do this to me and want to get a pass because they gave me a pass? I don't feel like dealing with all that. I don't have patience for all that shit.
what
You know,
the
I
thing
know what I
is.
did wrong. I accept that. But if a man do that shit to me, bye. For real. Because I don't have, I wasn't, when I cheated, I wasn't doing this, oh, give me a pass. I want us to be together and work it out shit. It was a whole different format to my shit. You see what I'm saying?
Well, see,
That's
that's the
why I can't
problem
accept
right
anybody
there.
doing it to me.
Like, see, and
Can
and there lies the problem because there's always like this double standard, and that
yeah.
kind of, my
Eh,
thing is this. Here's my thing is this. You know, the fact of the matter is, um, when it's all said and done, if you
mhm.
if there's no if the shit needs to be communicated, like if that's what you on, let me fucking know. Cause see, the way I look at things now, it won't even bother me because in the back of my mind, it's like I don't expect the shit to happen, but in the
Right,
back of my mind, I have this mentality now because I've seen so much crazy shit like that. That's exactly
right.
why I used to put everybody in a box, and people, chicks would get pissed off at me. They'd be like, "Well, have you ever cheated in a relationship?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." And they'd be like, "Have you?" And then I asked them, and it's like, "No, no." And I'd be a smart ass, like, "Oh, what you mean to say is you did cheat, but you never got caught."
Hmm?
You
Yeah, a
know,
lot of people, that happened to a lot of people too. You know what I'm saying? But I see what you're saying, Lethal. But the thing is, I didn't
I s-
hold somebody to any obligations. You see what I'm saying? You got some people, they do some shit that they want to do, but yet and still be in the house expecting somebody to help pay the bills and expecting somebody to do, and expecting, period. I didn't do that. If anything, this person was walking around getting a pass like a motherfucker. It was like, oh, you leaving out? Okay, cool. I'll let you. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, well, what time you be home? I wasn't asking them shit. You can do what the fuck you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Go do you, bye. But it wasn't the fact that I had to actually say it. But my actions was like, you's a dumbass and you going to just sit here. And that's what he did not do. So I have no idea what the hell he was doing,
you know
to be
what?
honest
It's
with you.
shit.
But I knew
It's
we
shit
wasn't doing it
like this.
together. I knew we
I ain't
wasn't
gonna
doing it
even lie to
together.
y'all. It's
Uh-huh.
shit like that why I can't
Yeah.
trust. Why I have a hard time trusting women.
Right. I
Just
can
pull the
understand it.
ripcord. You just gotta pull the ripcord on these relationships, man.
I,
When
Right.
it gets
Like
when
I
it
said,
and
he
gets
I
lied.
silly, you just gotta pull it out.
and
Just be like, yo, I'm done. I'm done. This isn't
Mm-hmm.
working.
once I for me on my part, I've never cheated on a woman in my life. Not
Oh, and I've
since
been
I've
cheated on
been.
too. So.
I never cheated, not one time. But it seemed like every time I get in a relationship, either women cheat on me or they say they gonna do it, and I'll be the same way. Like Listen, if you want to be in an open relationship, cool. If you want to be in a monogamous relationship, cool. Tell me. Don't sit up and feed me some bull crap, and then months down the line you want me to accept it because I'm not.
Man,
Period.
that's just gonna happen though. Like you can't like have that steer you away from things because unless you get with a girl and you're gonna marry this bitch, something's gonna go wrong at some point,
What?
and y'all are gonna break up. And it's rarely just two people being like having a respectful conversation, like, I don't think this relationship is working. You're right.
You think?
No, that's not how it
No,
Don't
happens.
work like that. It's not
I
but
realistic.
Josh,
agree, Josh.
but
I think that
but
very
but
rarely happens.
Josh,
Even if it's the right thing to do, I think that
Mm.
rarely happens. So
but but
why do you think, Josh, people aren't like that?
Because people are fucking
exactly.
stupid. We've been over this like a billion times. People are fucking retarded.
But see,
They're
Okay,
fucking
And
okay.
people
retarded.
are
Josh,
more like what Josh said. There are more people, like if you did a percentage, there are more people that's more inclined to do it the way Josh is talking about than submissive. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like you got people that, yes, submissive, you're right. People do care enough to sit down and maybe discuss this shit.
No,
But there's
don't
more people that don't.
Carlotta, because I don't think for 1 minute the majority of people would sit down and have a civilized conversation. I think they're way more self than
Oh,
that.
oh, no, no, no. I mean, like, say, well, I'm interested in somebody else or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people don't say
why
that.
These
why not
people don't understand.
why not be honest and tell me that?
Yep.
Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Well, I was
My
being a
ex
punk. That's why I ain't shit.
she said, I'm just going with you because I feel sorry for you and because your grandma died. I told her, I said, listen, dude, listen. I don't need nobody to feel sorry for me. That's what I've been getting all my life, okay? I don't need nobody to feel sorry, feel pity, because I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna feel sorry for me, then you need to move on. And she was like, "Why you getting mad? I didn't mean that. I was just playing." I'm like, "Well, don't play with me like that." Even though she actually meant it, I found it out at the end, but she actually meant what she said.
see, my thing is
Fuck
simply
that
this.
bitch.
I'm gonna tell you something. That's exactly why I remember I had a relationship like that. What was that? A few years back, I was dating this chick, and we was on a serious note. But then she wanted to try to transform me into some shit. And I'm like, look, these are my interests. You knew this shit from the fucking jump. So of course, I already know. See, the thing is now, that's why it's hard for a lot of chicks to try to play bullshit with me because I'm already hip to the bullshit. So when you start doing certain things and you start saying certain things, I look at those as fucking indicators right there
I look
that
at those
either
as red flags.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Damn,
I look at them as
damn.
red flags, and from that point, then it's like instead of me sticking around, it's time to discuss the shit. And so when the chick told me, she said, "Well, honestly, I not really attracted to you like that. I usually date guys like this and blah blah blah." And I say, "Well, shit, let me
White.
help." I say, I say, okay. I tell you what, let me do you a fucking favor. This shit is done with. Everybody got on my case saying that I jumped the gun. I said, no, let me explain something to y'all. I say,
Exactly.
obviously, I say, I'm looking at this from what the long term effects of that right there can
That
be.
is
What's gonna
right.
wind up happening? What's gonna wind up happening is she's gonna eventually go out there for something that she's really seeking, and then I'm gonna find myself fucked in the end. I say so to avoid
Right.
that, I'm stepping away
Right.
from the shit now. I say the fact of the fucking matter is this: ain't nobody gonna sit up. I'm not gonna sit up here. If you telling me that, basically what you telling me is you settling. So to avoid, if you're settling, that means I'm settling because I don't have you at 100%. And there lies a
Exactly.
problem. So the best thing for me to do, I'm gonna step the fuck away. And motherfuckers can boo-hoo or say I'm the bad guy all you want, but the fact of the matter is, I think I have that right to step away from someone when someone tells me some shit like that. I say, because here's the thing: isn't it in your best interest to protect yourself from any emotional hurt or any bullshit? I'm sure it
Yeah.
is. So I think I should have that right as well as a fucking man, whatever, you know. And so the
Right.
thing is, the problem is, man, you already know that shit. Like, if you just came and told somebody something like that, and that person like really feel deeply for you or whatever, or y'all talking serious, y'all talking marriage, or y'all got
Yeah.
kids, or y'all are married, and that shit happens, that is no, that's not gonna be the most civil thing, because you figure that's gonna hurt the fuck out of somebody. You see what I'm saying? That even come up, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Because at that point it's like, well, if there's nothing else that can be done, there's no point in me sticking around. But as far as me just doing some shit like that, just to give a hint, and that's what I don't respect about a lot of adults. This is what motherfuckers are doing. They're doing this hint
Yeah.
shit. They doing
Yeah.
hints. They doing hints, hints,
Yeah.
hints. That's childish. When
It
you when
is.
you when
It
you
is.
above when you get to a certain age, all that hinting, hide and seek, Tom and Jerry, Itchy and Scratchy, whatever the fuck you want to call it,
I call it. It
that
Yeah.
is.
shit becomes extremely
I'm better
fucking
than the
childish,
man.
man.
And
You have
y'all,
to
stop
fucking
It
having
is. It,
relationships before 30. You're not gonna do it. Just
What?
He
fucking
said before
stop.
30.
If you're under
well,
the age of 30 and you're talking about I'm in a relationship, no, you're not. You don't know shit about yourself, let alone that person, and they're gonna be a completely
Oh.
different human being
no,
hmm
in
no,
the next
that's
two
No.
years.
He's kind
that's
of
Facts,
right
not
though.
true.
facts,
That's
facts,
not that's
facts.
not true. That's not
facts.
true.
No,
That's
Josh,
true.
Josh, elaborate. Let Josh elaborate.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh. Go for it.
Look, if you get into a relationship when
Right.
you're 22, by the time you are 26, you are a completely different human being. Like
Yep,
people, those that age range, like you change so much between like 18 to 25. Around
yep,
26 and 27, you pretty much get a feel for you and how you are the way you are. But before that, you're still trying to figure out who you are. When you're
yep.
talking
And
about
then
you're in a relationship,
No,
you're not in
That,
a
you know what?
relationship.
That
You
no.
don't
makes
know
sense.
shit.
No, that makes sense because think about it. Just think about this.
I agree with
If,
Josh. That makes perfect sense.
yeah, it makes
Yep.
complete sense. Because just think about this. A lot of times, people that's in their 20s, they teen, like 19, 20, 21, 22. At that point, they just got out of high school or they dropped out or whatever the fuck the situation is. So now, you know, some may go through life trying to figure out what the hell do I want to do for the rest of my life as far as a career choice. So some people main focus is going to be more solely, okay, I'm just hit these books, get my degree, get into my career, and then go into that, and then go out there into the scene, because at that point they've already got things established, they got things together, they got shit squared away. You know what I mean? And like you said, they know themselves. They know they didn't been around enough shit to know, okay, these are my deal breakers. This is, I can let this slide, but I can't let that slide. I like these. These are my interests. These are my dislikes. You know what I mean? And I need, and that's at the point where you're looking for more of a compatible partner. So I
Hmm.
definitely agree with what you just said there, Josh, because by the time a person is 26, 27, creeping up on 30, that's usually when they are in they done, possibly got into a career they choice and getting their money right and getting,
God don't love no
their
cheater.
foundation in place.
Josh is absolutely right because that's when all my little dumb shit happened. And it's just so coincidental that it was before the age of 25 for me, really. You know what I'm saying? I mean, with I've been cheated on, you know what I mean, before. You know what I mean? So I know what it feels like, you know what I mean? But I've been cheated on, and the thing was, it didn't, what I did didn't hurt the other individual. You know what I'm saying? It didn't like cause them. It's not like when all was said and done, it was like, oh, this bitch had me giving her money. Oh, she was like having me paying her bills. This person didn't lose anything at all. You know what I'm saying? It was no, me and this person are still like really tight to this day. He know what happened, but I will never know his shit because in all for the sake of which common purposes, I was told that the person was doing some old other shit, but way after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Which I really didn't care. But the thing was because I didn't care at that time. Now my son father, that was the first person that I know of ever cheated on me. And everybody get this, at the time he cheated on me, everybody thought that I should be upset because he cheated on me with a white woman. You know what I'm saying? And it was
It
like
usually
everybody
doesn't
thought
make
that
for
I
a
should
lot of
be
what
mad.
race they is.
No, it doesn't to me. But the niggas that was around me, boy, shut the hell up. The people that was
Black Lives
around
Matter
me,
shit.
I'm gonna beat your ass. Listen, the
Ain't
people that was
it?
around me, okay, thought that I should be upset because they were into that white, oh, that's a white person shit and this, that, and the third. But it didn't affect me, what color the person was. It was the fact that that was my first time having a little child ever being around me because I grew up being an only child. I never even babysat. And I'm thinking, by this being our child together, I'm thinking we supposed to stay together. There's nothing supposed to bring us apart. And he cheated on me with not just a white one, but she was older. You see what I'm saying? So it was like I looked at the fact that he cheated on me with another woman. I didn't care what color she was. I just threw that shit out there because I was saying how me being part of a black community and black people, other black people around me, they had this attitude like it was more fucked up that he cheated on me with a white woman than the fact that he cheated on me. Period. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I don't
So
think
here it is. I'm young,
it just hurts
and
the same that somebody cheated on you. I mean, I know how I felt when I was cheated on, and then
right. I mean, it really bothered me because the other days I got this little child, and I'm thinking, when you have a little child, you're supposed to always stay together because that's what's beneficial to the little child. I didn't know no better because I was what, 20, not 20, I'm sorry, 22. I was 22 years old. I had my son at 21. So he cheated on me like really quick, like after our child turned 1, like he waited or something. As soon as that boy started walking, his ass started walking. You feel me? So I was like, I'm like, wait a minute, this shit is crazy. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, I lied to y'all not. I came home from work one day. I'm gonna tell you who got me over that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was hurt. I was hurt because I was feeling all kinds of stupid and just out in the world by myself. I came home from work and I had undressed my son and he had on one of his little t-shirts and like little pull-up pants and he was sitting in his crib. And I just pulled his clothes off and I pulled mine off. Damn, this is, and I put my little house stuff on. And the deal is almost bring me to tears to my heart right now. And I laid over in my bed and I was balled up. I was balled up. That thing hurt me so bad that he cheated on me like it. And I was facing the other wait a minute, I was facing the other direction. And when I turned back around, I saw my son standing up in that crib, right? Holding on to that rail and looking at me like, you're a simple ass motherfucker. You got me. You got me though. You know what I'm saying? What about me? My son just had this expression on his face. Like to say, you going through all that stupid shit over there? You got me though. And that shit right there, that snapped my head out of it. I lied to y'all not. May God strike me dead. That struck that shit out of my ass real quick. Because I'm dead serious. I looked to my child. I never treated raising my child as he my man and all this shit. But the thing was, it's like, yo, I gotta get my shit together and stop being a little dumbass. It's like I got somebody other than myself to think about right now. You know what I mean? And like I say, to be honest with you, that was the biggest upset in my life because that was somebody I thought would never, even though this nigga act like he was Ike Turner sometimes, but I thought that would never, you know what I'm saying, ever happen with him because he was always a wide open person. He was the type of person to tell you how he feel and what he get ready to do and how he don't give a damn. But he didn't tell me that he was seeing another woman. You see what I mean? And I had to find that shit out the hard way. You know how I found out? I went over his house and I seen Paul Mitchell and shit. I seen Paul Mitchell shit in the house. And I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga don't use no goddamn Paul Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? He got a Caesar. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? He don't use no goddamn Paul Mitchell. And I'm saying, I saw a little, one of them Boo Boo Kitty night shirts and shit. I'm like, oh, hey, wait, whoa, hey, what the fuck? And I had to find out that way, based on materialistic shit that was over his house. And I was somebody that I thought I was back and forth over his house all the time. But this one fucking day, I went over there and there was some more other shit in the house. Next thing I know, I couldn't come to the house no more. How you feeling?
Guys,
See, I got
guys
dirty.
need to chill with being upset about these
No,
girls.
no, honey. That was like when I was like mad younger.
Swear to God. What's
You know, I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna drop kick you in your back.
Come on now. All right, go ahead. Your turn.
Guys, like, you aren't even upset about these women. I'm here to tell you. You're like a kid with a toy, and when somebody else plays with it, you're angry about it. Because, I mean, if you really think about it... Stop it!
I love it.
How is that? Go back to that, Josh. How is that? Go ahead. Explain that. I want to hear it.
You be getting really upset over a woman where the day before you didn't even particularly like them. You didn't give a shit whether or not they called you. You didn't care whether you talked to them. But as soon as you heard that she was over there with some other dude, oh, now you're mad. Now you're mad.
I don't agree with that, Josh. I'm
like,
gonna let you know. I had women that I didn't care about, and I didn't care. I didn't care when they was fucking around because I know that I hit it when I wanted to, and that was it.
Not hit it. People, when you stay in these relationships for too long, it stops becoming about the relationship and it becomes about ownership.
I agree.
It's like that's mine. You don't even particularly like them anymore. You don't care for them anymore. But they're yours. It's your property. And when somebody else messes with your property, now you're gonna get shitty about it. And you just gotta realize, you just gotta let it go. That's some ego shit. That's pure ego. You gotta let that ego go. And I'm not saying that's 100% of the time, but it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, what, you've done that before or something?
Oh, goddamn right I've done that. I've done that. I've been so mad. I've been seething. I've been walking through my house just about to get in my car and go beat the shit out of somebody. And had to stop and be like, I don't even like this girl. What am I mad about?
Right.
You're going to fight over a woman you don't like that.
Yeah, like, I don't even like this person. I'm about to go throw down at somebody's house.
Oh, no, I ain't never done that. I mean, I would have bet I was in love. I was in love with a girl, and I mean, I really wanted to just destroy this dude. You know, that was back when I was younger. But if it was somebody I didn't care about, like if I was messing around or if I didn't really go over there and spend a lot of time with her, it didn't bother me. But if I'm like doing everything for her and not cheating on her, doing all this, and then I feel somebody else entering my territory, when I was younger, yeah, I was real on the case. Whereas I got older, I figured, well, wait a minute, if you're gonna let somebody come in my territory and you don't brush them away, then that means you want the attention, and I'm not going to give you any more of mine.
You don't have to date these girls to smash, gentlemen.
I know that.
You do not have
Oh,
to.
yeah. Hell no. 2016, no, the fuck you doing at all.
But
Buy
you
them a cheeseburger.
Yeah, you see a lot of guys, you know, they put on that face that's not really them because they're just trying to get into their pants, and next thing you know, it's their girlfriend, and I'm like, what are you doing? You don't even like her, and now you're in this relationship, and you know it's gonna go bad.
Ooh, April just said something in the chat room. She said she told her husband when they got together, she said, I will fight for you, but I'll never fight over you. I agree totally 100% with that.
I agree
totally.
I agree with that. I agree with that because I'm not about to fight over you. I'm not about to fight over you or for you.
Right.
I'm not about to fight for somebody now or over them now. I used to fight both back when, you know, I was 23. But now that I'm 30, like, look, if our ways have parted to that point to where now, like, I don't want to have to fight to keep somebody. I want somebody to be with me because they want to be with me. If you don't want to be with me anymore, let's just call it a day.
Because people ain't shit to begin with.
That's what gets me. Like, if you really don't like the person, like all like that, that's why I always say you just come out and say that. That way, because that way the other person ain't sitting there putting all their work into that relationship, and y'all ain't going nowhere. Yeah, that's what bothers me more than anything, because it's like, wow, it's a fucking waste of time. I did all this shit, and
you're wasting their time, and you're wasting your own time.
Right.
You did all, like when I was in a relationship with my ex, I did all that work. I invested all that time, and she didn't give a fuck about me, bro. And I was like, I felt stupid. But at the end of the day, it was my fault because I invested all this time and all this energy when I could have broke up with her a long time ago, said fuck this, and did me. I agree with that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would never cheat, and I would say this: I would never cheat on a man like you see they trying and they doing all this and they doing all this and they doing all that for the, like to get us next level, or even if he doing a whole lot for himself. That to me it makes sense. As far as personal growth shit, I would never do nothing like that. I would never do no shit like that to somebody like that. Cause that thing, if you would. Well, that type of man, exactly. But the thing is, I know more people, okay, that would cheat on a man that's doing shit, but yet still won't cheat on a man or leave a man that ain't doing shit. I don't get that. I don't understand shit like that.
Well, I think what it is too. Every time it's a man that's doing shit, if he's doing shit 9 times out of 10, that means he has a job and stuff like that. So basically, he's.
That's what I'm talking about. But how do you cheat on a person like that?
Well, I think this. Well, think about it. The guy who got no job, he got all the time, so he can just sit there and pump your head up all day.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, you're right. I see you saying.
I agree with you on that, Andre, because the girl that I just broke up with, she was like, I almost cheated on you because he had the most time and you running around, you don't never sit down, you don't never sit in the house. I'm like, well, do you want me to sit in the house or do you want me to sit on my ass all day? I mean, what do you think this is?
And people you gotta choose mates that work well with you, Raphael. Like, if that's why people talk about like common interests. Like, I learned a long time ago, I can't date a girl who's not in video games. Can't do it.
Wow.
She's gonna be mad as shit when it's fucking Sunday evening and I'm playing League of Legends or some dumb shit for like 4 hours because I ain't got work the next morning. And she's gonna be like, "Don't you want to do something?" Bitch, I am doing something. I'm doing what I want to do. So
what if you be with a woman that don't have a problem with you playing video games, but they in the year and don't mind you spending 4 hours?
It's always a problem. Been doing this for years. It always becomes a problem. So
maybe you just ain't met that one.
You gotta find people that are interested in the things you're interested in. Like, I like fitness and I like video games. If you don't like fitness and video games, we're probably not gonna get along because that's where I'm going to spend 90% of my time. And if that's where I'm spending my time and you're not spending it with me, this relationship isn't going to work.
So what are you? I get what you're basically saying. You're basically saying find somebody with the same interests as you. Find somebody with the same ambition, with the same drive. Now she claimed the fame to have changed, and she said she's done with Richard. But like I told her, I'm like, you can be done. I'm happy that you got yourself together and all that stuff, but I can't be with you. Because
I think it's important, like Josh,
I can't believe all this stuff ain't common sense.
A lot of people don't get it.
Obviously, it's important to try to identify somebody who closely matches your lifestyle. But I just feel like you said, Josh, if it's not working, just go. And people need to realize instead of hanging on to something that's not working or is hurting you, I mean, that you need to understand that you will get over it. There is life on the other side, and you need to go for it.
Absolutely.
Like, why would you commit to many years of freaking misery when you could just freaking walk and be happy? Like, you will get over it. Life goes on.
Understand the
No.
difference between your hormones and a person you're actually having a relationship with. That's a huge thing people get into. They mistake their hormones as they really like this person. You don't like that person. You are a mammal. You are like all other mammals.
You don't like her, you like her
When you
pussy.
are of breeding age, hormones get released into your brain to make you feel a certain type of way about each other.
I don't know. Here's a question though.
I mean, I'm
Maybe
sorry.
you could get hooked on a person because I would admit, when I was hooked on her, other people offered me sex. I didn't want it unless it was from her.
Because you were in a committed relationship. And
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
say
That's what I'm
yes
saying.
for
The
all
difference
mammals.
between a relationship and just
No.
your hormones kicking in.
Oh, I got you.
No, even when we weren't together, I didn't really want anyone but her. So I mean, sometimes
Exactly. And sometimes you could be fully invested, and sometimes it could be like you feel like you can't get nobody else, and that's still me.
And
That's
you know,
still me to the That's still me to this day.
and sometimes things just don't work. Sometimes things come out of left field. Sometimes things just don't work. Even if you wanted it to work and everybody wanted it to work, sometimes things just go bad. And that's where we go back to you just got to pull the fucking ripcord, because the longer you stay in it, the worse it's going to be when it goes south. Believe me.
And
Raphael, there is no to this day, bro. You're only 21, bro. So
like,
much time.
I would admit, man, like I said, you so young, you don't realize, man, you got your whole life away ahead of you.
And don't worry.
You acting
People
like you're
told me
38.
all this shit when I was 21 and I didn't listen either. I promise you. Every single one of these things was told to me, and I was like, you're on some bullshit. You don't know what you're talking about.
But you know what? I mean, a lot of those experiences, it's okay to have those experiences when you're young. It sucks when it happens, but when I was young, say 18, that happened to me. And I always say the only thing I can say good about that relationship is it taught me exactly what I did not want.
There you go. There you go.
Yep. Exactly, Mrs. KP. Because the relationship that I was in with Brittany, my ex-girlfriend from 2 years ago, it taught me a valuable lesson
You just
about
need to learn,
how.
get over it, and move on.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Josh said, from 18 to 25, that's still a growing up age. People ain't got the maturity to really commit to a relationship like that.
I mean, and people need to realize that these things go really bad places. It doesn't always just end up with your shit on the front, out in the front lawn and your tires cut.
Yeah,
These things go really bad places sometimes. I know someone who, this was a long time ago, but she was chasing her husband and the person he was out with in a car, and she ran the car into the ditch and she died. And I'm serious. Two people actually. People I know that's happened to. And one person that happened to when she was in her 20s or like 30s. She's like 60 in a nursing home right now still. Bad things happen. I knew this other woman. It's so crazy. It's like my whole life I just have known people who have always done this shit. But I know this other woman. Her and her husband, they had a family. Their kids were all older. Everybody knew him. Really nice guy. Very nice lady. He cheated on her all the time. Like, everyone knew who he was going out with, and he went out with this other woman for years until the morning that he woke up. Oh, well, I should say did not wake up because his wife shot him in the chest while he was in bed.
Well, there you go.
This shit goes, these things go really bad places because that's how bad it scars people. Because once you get someone who realizes that the person that they trusted has wasted their time and their energy, that shit goes south fast.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you're gonna show them
Like they spit on your heart
and all of that. I mean, that's the worst thing in the world to know that, hey, I done put all my stuff into you, and then now you really didn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing in life you can never get back is time.
Yeah, worry about yourself first too, because there are always going to be more people in the world.
Absolutely.
So worry about yourself. Once you have, like, people always wonder, like, why do I keep getting in these relationships with people who don't have their shit together? Because you don't have your shit together. If you had your shit together, you would be hanging around with other people who had their shit together.
I believe that,
Yo,
Josh.
y'all
There
so
are
thanks,
I
bro.
believe that, Josh,
I
100%.
Josh,
I
get on
believe
my nerves with
there
these.
are those people who you can hand them a life on a silver platter. You can kiss their ass. You can do whatever they want, and they are. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it.
Well, I'll tell you this, Josh, you better stop with all these points that are so damn right. You know, you're really upsetting me.
Because, man,
I don't have no fucking rebuttals for this.
I already done fucked it all up. I already know. Once you done fucked it all up, you can see where you messed up.
Okay. Now, since we done talked about that for the first hour, for this next hour of it, we're going to say, what do you do after a significant other cheats?
Oh, let me
There's
tell you
only one
something.
thing to do.
Deuces. Let me get this. Let me come back off of what Josh said earlier. I know I'm not mature enough yet to deal with being cheated on. Like I told y'all, if I was dating illegal and she cheating on me, I would have her ass deported.
Damn.
Addictive as fuck.
Have her ass fucking deported. I swear to God. Now,
You
but
be
once I
like,
probably get past 25, I'll probably be mature enough to handle some shit like that and just walk away. But right now, I know I'm not mature enough to deal with that.
wow.
I would what I do after she cheat, I would actually cut her off, not answer the phone, and focus. Oh yeah, it ain't nothing to cut. Yeah, I'm learning. I would literally cut her off, block her number, and then just try to focus on me. And I'm the type of person, it take me a minute to get out of a relationship. It take me maybe a week to just let everything out, let go. But yeah, that's what I would do.
That's not that long, Ralph. You beat yourself up too much, Ralph.
I know. I always beat myself up because I always want to be better than what I am right now. So yeah.
Someone in the chat room said that Josh is a wise man. I said, yeah, he is. And I sit there and laugh because the man is younger than me. I mean, he's so straight to the point. It's just not funny because it was like, really, when he makes the statement, it's like you can't even sit there and say, well, maybe I could. I'm like, no, I can't do that.
No,
because he uses common sense.
No, but you'd be like this. You'd be like, well, wait a minute, I can do that. No, I can't do that. Well, wait a minute, it's got to be a point in here I can. You know what? Oh, fuck. You know, it's just like.
Because I've taken a lot of beatings, man. I learned from experience.
Like
I've done all sorts of dumb shit.
But it's true. You'd be like, you know what? I got to find some reason to discredit this some kind of way so I can still feel that. I'm like, oh, no. But here's the question. Now, you say you've been through a lot already. Yeah, what the? I mean, no offense. I thought I was bad. Like, you must have been a horrible life to come to all these damn conclusions so young.
When I joined the military at 17, I was a fucking terrible person. For about, I don't know, the next 8 years. None of you people wanted to meet me when I was 22. None of you would even want to even be around me when I was 22.
I mean,
you would give your shirt off your back to somebody at 22. Stop lying.
I would now. 22, I'd just beat your ass and take your shirt, then have 2 shirts, and then sell it.
It was so bad to hear you talk like that now. You would not think that you were that type of person back then.
Not a good guy.
But I ain't gonna lie. I used to be very like, you know, quick to fight and all that back then. Any little thing. It's like that was like music to my ears until I got older and said, you know, I don't want my kids looking at me talking about, damn, Dad always getting into fights.
Yeah, and
dad end up going to jail, and you definitely don't want that.
And Dre, I bet you every person that's 30 plus years old can say the same thing. You wouldn't believe who I was at 22. It's just it takes time to learn. That's it.
But the way Josh said, it's like shit, man. The way some of his analogies he come to, it's like fuck. This motherfucker must have been out there robbing damn Brinks trucks or some shit.
I was a piece of shit. I didn't rob any Brinks trucks, but I was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
No, motherfucker, I didn't hit you. Like what? Brinks trucks? I hit the Federal Reserve.
He was like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Not far off.
He fits the description.
Yeah, horrible.
Why Les ain't chimed in? I ain't heard him since I got on.
Yeah, Les ain't saying shit.
He might have fell asleep.
Oh, yeah. Falling asleep.
He got to get his power nap in.
There's a little
Yeah,
2
the
minutes.
trigger finger going earlier. So. But
If a lot of dropped off.
No, I heard that.
SGK, get your ass on the panel.
But I said,
shit.
When you sit there and say it's hard to sit there and think, well, God dog. Okay, here's a question: have you ever been with somebody you liked them so much, and been offered some from another person, and you didn't take it, or either say no, not you didn't, but you did take it, and what caused you to cheat at that time?
I've done that. I did that on multiple occasions. What caused me to cheat is because I was a young dude and she was hot. And we've been drinking. That's it. Like, there ain't no more complicated, explanation for it. We were drinking. She was hot.
All right, did you feel bad afterwards?
Yeah, I felt bad.
You felt good during, though.
Yeah. And afterwards, you're like, God damn, what did I do? And then you're like, shit, hope nobody finds out. But then they do. And then you deny it. And then you got to get loud, because that's what you do when you're wrong. You got to get loud when you get wrong.
I know. That's what everybody. I've noticed that with this. That's how you know when a motherfucker wrong or when they lying, because they get loud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one thing I would say. If they get loud, that means they're lying.
What I find is funny about people who are lying is in their trying to act like they're not lying, they're acting like they're lying. Like, people try not to lie, but they cannot, they just can't help but show signs of lying. They can't help it. People can't help it when they're lying. They show signs.
You get all fucked up trying to keep all your lies straight.
Well, it's hilarious.
Who you told what and whatnot.
Yeah, and it's like deliberate motions and movements they're trying to stay normal and sound normal, look normal, and in all of their trying not to lie, they look like a fucking liar.
Well, that's what the CIA teaches their field agents. They teach them not to lie. You would think they would teach them how to lie. They teach them not to lie.
Well, shit, y'all should have got that white lie privilege.
They ask you, are you a CIA?
No, they teach them not to lie because, you're only human. And every lie you tell is a lie you have to keep track of. So lie as little as possible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's like my grandmother used to tell me, you lie, then you gotta tell one lie to keep that lie covered. Then you gotta tell another lie to keep that lie covered. Then you gotta keep going and going and going until one day you gonna mess up. And that one day you messed up, you're fucked.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I do not lie at all.
Well, it depends how much the lie is worth and what you're lying about. Sometimes it's worth taking that risk.
Like when? Give me an example when it's worth taking that risk.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it. Josh, you do it.
That's not how bad she is.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Throw it in a circle?
I'll tell you. Okay, so let's say you're trying to set up a whole big simping ass, romantic ass proposal. You got to lie to get it to the location. That's a good lie right there.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
That's legit.
That's
I mean,
legit.
if I say that, we're going to fucking McDonald's and then I drive you to Red Lobster or some shit,
That ain't that
that's
big of an
not
upgrade, nigga.
It is.
Oh,
It's where I come
I
from.
need Mrs. KP cosign.
Excuse
Mr.
me?
Is that a
When
good lie, Miss
is that
KP?
a good lie? When is a good lie?
I'm serious. I feel like I'm one of the best lie detectors there is.
No,
Like,
but Mrs. KB. Mrs. KB.
give
Let's
us an
say,
example.
I'll go ahead. Go ahead. KP.
You want to give us an example, Miss KP, or no?
An example of how you know someone's lying. You know,
Yes.
I don't even know how to say it except for what I already said. That when a person is lying, they can't help but look like they're lying. So I don't really know how to say. I know there's, studies like if they look to the left and up, they're lying, and down, and I don't know all that stuff. I'm
Oh my.
such a people observer, and it's like I notice everything, and I've always been that way. And I've always been around people who cheated and lied, and I just, even as a young child, I grew up seeing this stuff. And I just feel like because I'm such a people observer and you
Mm-hmm.
observe people in these situations, it's just something, I don't know, it's just something that I feel I'm really good at. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't try to catch people lying. I just start from the default that everybody's full of shit.
Yes, me too. I feel like,
And if they show me that if something happens and they're like, oh, they weren't full of shit there, good for them. But my
But that's
default is you're full of shit.
I don't think that you necessarily even have to try. You don't even have to try because if it's so, you're just going to see it. You're going to know that it's a lie.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. True.
Well,
Everybody,
Josh, you full of shit because at 22, you used to work at soup kitchens and help the homeless out. You full of shit. I'm
that's
calling you
right.
on your lie.
Soup kitchens. That's what I do. I'm serious. I just assume that you're lying to me. And if it gets proven out that you're not lying, then
Right.
yay, good for you.
Yep.
But that's my default is whatever you're saying, you're probably lying.
Right. And you hope they're right. You hope the other person's right, huh?
That's true. Who the hell? I read a lot of Nolan.
We're all
names.
thinking
Okay.
about that. We're all thinking about how people looked when we knew they were lying to us.
Oh no. I pay attention just like you, Miss KP. So, everybody doesn't have a poker face. 9 times out of 10, you don't have that poker face. You got some type of little tail.
When I got older, I figured out you just need to just stop lying. I think it comes along the time that you stop caring what other people think.
Yeah.
Like once you hit that point where you stop caring what other people think, the need to lie disappears, and then you stop lying.
And I don't even think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting to a point that you just don't care. You're just going to say what it is or what the truth is. But as I said earlier, I think that doesn't happen because people are trying to, like they don't want the partner to go do the same thing, or they're trying not to lose their ass. Like if they're in a serious relationship and, they want to keep everything they have and do what they want too. So then the lie becomes worth it because they're being selfish.
Well, that's back to the kid with the toy thing.
Yes.
He doesn't really care about that person. Now it's just that's just a piece of his property that he has.
And he just doesn't want anyone else to have it, or she doesn't want anyone else to have it.
Yep.
Women don't have that right though. Women can't be selfish. Double standard.
Well, and there you go. There you go. Because don't underestimate people. That's another lesson you want to learn is just never underestimate people.
Yeah. Don't underestimate people's Don't underestimate your opponent.
That's right.
Because let me tell you something. A lot of people underestimated me and said I wouldn't be a candidate. But guess what? I am.
Well, I'll tell you this though, right? I've never been cheated on to my knowledge, and I've never cheated on anybody Have I been tempted? Absolutely. Do I want to sometimes? Absolutely. But I think it's a matter of common sense that I just shouldn't be doing this. I don't know why
Yeah,
is that so damn
and
hard.
you have, and also you have that guilty conscience, like, okay,
Oh, you
like
should.
if
Once you
if
feel
you
the need to cheat, like it's time to bail from that relationship.
Yeah, just
Like
go.
once you feel that need, like once I got a little bit older, like if I was like dating a girl and I went to a party and there was a bad bitch there and she wanted to fuck, I would call her and be like, "Look, we're done. Come to the party.
That's the way to do
We're done."
it. You weren't lying to somebody, you know.
Like because once you feel that desire and you're like, "Oh, I really want to do this and I'm going to do this," your relationship is over. It's finished.
Nah, see, it's not even like that. It's not even like that. You see something good, walk past, you like, fuck, I wonder what that feel like.
Well, it's one thing to look and to think things because people are human, you know. So, but it's another thing. It's a completely different thing to
never
act.
done to act on your feelings because I look at women every day, especially with me going back and forth to school. I'll be like, damn. I'll be like, damn. Should I walk up to her? Or should I not? And sometimes I be undressing these girls with just my eyes. They don't know it. And sometimes I daydream about these girls, but
Creep mode.
it's but like Miss KP said, it's another thing to look, and it's another thing to actually do.
And you know, it's not like
Okay,
people
doke.
it's not like people don't have like it's not like people who do not cheat don't have an opportunity to cheat. They just make a decision to either, you know, do the right thing or I mean to stick with what they have or just step out and say what we have is not working. But it's not like people who don't cheat never encounter opportunities, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
that's. I mean, a lot of people don't have opportunities, so they don't cheat. Like everybody was so pissed off at Tiger Woods cheating, and that shit cracked me up. And everybody's like making these judgments on Tiger Woods. All these dudes are like, you do not have Tiger Woods caliber pussy being thrown at you on the daily. If you did, I bet you would cheat.
No, I think I'd be good on that.
You'd be good. KP would though. You'd be dumb for her.
No, I wouldn't be. I'd be moving on. You know what I mean? I think people need to realize they'll be just fine to move on. And I'm not saying that you can just like leave something, you know, that means a lot to you and not be heartbroken. I'm not saying that at all. But I just think that people feel like that's the only thing in life there ever will be. But if you're put in that position, you just need to know that you can move on and be okay.
Well, nothing's the end of the world.
No,
Like
people have been through way
whatever
worse.
happens, I promise you, everybody needs to take this to heart. Whatever happens, I promise you, tomorrow the sun will come up, the world will keep turning. Promise.
Man, you're a Hallmark card ass.
Promise.
And you have to just keep in
Wow.
mind, people, way worse things have happened to people and they've survived just fine.
I I get that, Mrs. KP, but sometimes you could be fully invested in this person, and you like, damn shit, I thought it was gonna work. You could be at the place where y'all thought that y'all was just gonna stay together. Okay, this is the last person I'm gonna be in a relationship with. I always get there and then it's like, boop, we break up, or she do something wrong, or she don't love me, or she don't accept me for me.
Shut the fuck up, Josh.
Oh shit! I don't know why I'm dropping.
It's just It seems like I always get to that point, and then 9 months in, it'd be like,
Oh my god.
No.
Disrespecting me.
I mean, I missed part of what you were saying right there. I think that I don't know what it is that went out. I don't know if it's the computer, because that's a new router and everything. I have no idea why it's doing that.
Using that
I was
neighbor Wi-Fi.
I mean, it's just like I could be I can be I was just saying, Andre, I could be at the almost year mark, and I'm thinking, okay, all right, I'm gonna be with this person. We could be we could be talking about marriage, and then
Hmm.
something will happen,
Did he
or
go out?
she,
Hello?
or
Great,
hello,
I fucked the world up.
Fuck up the world.
hello.
Is he going out, or is that me going out?
That's you. That's 100% you.
I don't know what's
Oh,
going on.
shit. Oh, man, oh, man. I don't know what the hell is wrong. I don't know why. It's a brand new router and everything else. Like I said, maybe the computer has a virus. Who knows? But I figure, I said, if we got 10 minutes left, I figure we give one last go around. Anyone to have their closing arguments, and we'll close this show out.
It
Where
just
we
takes
starting?
time to grow up.
Brady?
What do you got, Slacks?
No. Let me the closer. Well, it doesn't matter.
No, you can be. We're gonna go through the panel. Everybody can have.
Okay, so I go first.
Oh, you want to go first? Go right ahead.
I don't want to, but y'all making me.
Literally just said he
Well,
wanted
go
to
first, Slack.
Okay, my closing argument, even though I was asleep half the time, is that I agree with Josh when it comes to the 18 to 25 range. You're still trying to learn. Your mind is not ready to be locked down to one person. You're very curious to what's out there. But at the same time, you have that common knowledge of what you're doing is wrong. So when you cheat, I feel it's completely an emotional decision to cheat, and logic is telling you should because you have somebody else. But still, at the same time, again, what Josh is saying, you're still developing your mind, so you don't know if you're really liking this person or not. So his toy analogy is great. People in this other place talking shit saying I'm lying when I say I never cheated. And you think I'm full of shit, but I think you're full of shit for just assuming because I'm black and young and the age I am.
Yeah.
I've absolutely never cheated. Don't you dare accuse me of that shit again because I love women, but I hate bitches. There we go.
Okay.
All right, next person.
Guess that's me. You already took all my points, so I'll just say,
well, use your fucking
these hoes
privilege.
ain't loyal.
See that again, Josh?
These hoes ain't loyal.
Okay.
Right.
Whatever. Okay, go ahead, Miss
Not the fucking
KP.
shit.
I just think people should have the courage just to be honest with other people. You know, things happen, and I guess you know you can't foresee the future, but when things happen, you just need to be honest and afford that person some respect. You know, and not waste their time, or give them at least the opportunity to say, okay, you know, we'll work on this, or just give them the opportunity to walk if that's what they want to do.
Right.
Damn, girl, go ahead.
It's just too much common sense, you know.
Yeah.
Thank
True.
you.
It's too much common sense.
Anything you want to say, Raphael?
Yeah, I just want to say honesty is the best policy. I just want to say honesty is the best policy. You be honest with me, then I can work with you. But if you on that line of bull crap, I'm gonna have to leave you alone and never talk to you again. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, what about you, Leslie?
Leslie knocked out.
All right, good. On that case right there, we're going to end this episode of Debating Woes. I'm your host, Judge Dre. Thank you guys for coming out and sitting with us tonight. Please like, share, subscribe, and definitely donate. Maybe that'll stop us from having all these problems. No, just
And he locks up.
Yeah,
This
he does.
motherfucker. Get it together, Dre.
How you get kicked out your own show?
Yeah, how you get kicked out of your own show?
There he is.